tragic news out of Philadelphia as the Phillies lost. Yeah. The Phillies are losers. They lost to the Oakland A's on Sunday, thus making them losers. They dropped to 34-19 on the season. They failed to make up ground on anybody because they have the best record in baseball, but they're losers. And I'm not here to tell you that the Phillies for the past week haven't been facing bad teams. They have. Whether it be the Pirates, the Rockies, and now the A's. Those are teams you're supposed to beat. And the Phillies did. The Phillies did beat those teams. But it's the way the Phillies beat the teams that is going to have some Phillies fans upset waking up Monday morning. It is going to have them scratching their head going, is this team good enough? And I love hearing that in May. As if you're not going to see improvements for the team. One of the things I loathed about working in sports radio was this time of year. We referred to it in the industry as the dog days, and it's the dog days because you really only have one thing to talk about. If your team isn't in the NBA playoffs or your NHL team isn't in the playoffs, and even if your NHL team is in the playoffs, you're not really talking about it that much because the reality is, and hockey fans fail to just accept this reality, when you talk hockey, it doesn't rate well. So you're kind of hoping that your NBA team goes deep into the playoffs for Philadelphia. That certainly wasn't the case this year. So thus you enter the dog days, where you have two topics to talk about, your baseball team and your football offseason. Let's break down wins and losses. Let's talk about guys practicing in shorts, that kind of thing. And it sucks. It sucks. It is the elephant in the room. It is something that nobody on the air will admit to, but yet we all hate. We all hate it. And why? Because the reality is when you work in sports radio, you have to fill 4 hours. You just have to. So you come in, there's not a real storyline. The Phillies are the best team in baseball right now. Statistically, record-wise, they're the best team in baseball. They took 2 of 3 from the Sacramento, Oakland A's, whatever you want to call them. Okay? They weren't pretty, but they're wins. But you now need to fill 4 hours, so what are you going to do? You're going to make up a narrative. Do you believe it? Probably not. But I guarantee you, at some point on Monday, the topic of conversation on whether it be 94 WIP or 97.5 The Fanatic is, this isn't good enough. If you think that this Phillies team that we saw this weekend is going to do anything in October, you're kidding yourself. This isn't good enough. It's Trey Turner's defense. It's the bullpen, and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, we have failed as a city, and I do wonder if it is any other city that does this. I'm sure there is. But we failed to differentiate between football season and baseball season. And even though we all know, everybody knows, that there's 17 games in football and there is 162 in baseball, we still subconsciously treat baseball like it is football. So when your team goes out there and they face a bad opponent and they win the series, but it's not pretty, you panic. Because you go, oh my God, is this team good? And you never go back and you never look at the seasons where like the Phillies were a juggernaut. I'm talking like 2010, 2011. You don't look at those seasons. You don't look at the losing streaks that they had. You don't look at some of these close games they pulled out. You don't remember those because it's out of sight, out of mind. No, you're in the moment and you're thinking of it as this team isn't good enough in May, forgetting that this 3-game series against the Oakland or Sacramento or A's, whatever you want to call them, this 3-game series is basically the equivalent of like a quarter and a half of an NFL season. So like imagine basically what the Eagles did for most of the regular season in the first quarter. That's what the Phillies just did. Is that going to stop sports radio hosts from filling 4 hours by throwing out fake panic? No, it's not. Would I be doing the same thing? Probably. Like, hand up. I hated doing it. I hated it. And towards the end of my tenure at the Fanatic, I stopped doing it. And I would call it out. And I'd be like, let's stop acting like the sky is falling here. And I worked on shows where like that was what we were supposed to do because that is what everybody does. That is the blueprint. Maybe that's why they're there and I'm not. But just know, it is faux outrage, faux panic. It's fake. It is 100% fake. Is this bullpen good enough as constructed? No. Welcome back, Jordan Romano. We saw him return to form, if you will, on Saturday night. But they won. Matt Strahm, currently their best reliever, ends up losing the game on Sunday. Shit happens, right? Like, that's going to happen. Just like Oakland blowing the game on Saturday with their closer. It's going to happen. I don't think that this left field situation is good enough. I don't need to see Weston Wilson anymore. Max Kepler, look, he's the reason why they won on Saturday, but you can't tell me there's not an improvement there that can be made. I've made it very well known I don't think Brandon Marsh is very good, even though he hasn't been on a really nice streak lately. But you can improve upon that. Of course, in May, you can improve on something with this baseball team. And I'm confident that they will. And I have made the call, and I made another video, that Dave Dombrowski should have already made a bullpen move. I don't need to see Carlos Hernandez anymore. I'm good. Jose Ruiz, Jose, no. Don't need to see it. No way, Jose. Thank you, no thank you. Like, this bullpen isn't great. But the starting rotation is really good. The lineup is really good. Trey Turner's bat is really good. Kyle Schwarber, good at baseball. Like, this is a really, really good baseball team. Hence their record being the best baseball team in the league. I'm sorry, in the sport. But yet, you will have that faux outrage. And you will have Phillies fans calling up and saying, I'm telling you right now, it's not good enough. You don't know. You have no idea. Because if you were to sit back in 2022 and tell me that that Phillies team was good enough to make the World Series, you would have been lying. You would have been lying. I mean, at that point in 2022, their manager was Joe Girardi. But roster constructed, you wouldn't have sat there and said, that's a World Series team. Oh my God, is it ever? On the flip side, in 2011 and 2010, you would have said that is a World Series team, and they failed to make it. Because I think baseball, out of all the sports, is the hot team. You know, in hockey, you have the hot goaltender. You can ride a hot goalie to the Stanley Cup. In baseball, it is the hot team. It's one of the reasons why I really didn't want to face the Mets last year, because when Pete Alonso hit that home run off Devin Williams, I was like, this is the team. This is the 2022 Phillies. They're just peaking at the right time. The Phillies are a very, very good team. It's very rare that the best team in baseball, the team with the best record, ends up winning the World Series. Last year, Dodgers doing it, it's an outlier. You can look it up. But I'm just begging you out there, when you hear it on sports radio, when you yourself are thinking, getting frustrated, watching the Phillies struggle to beat a bad opponent, you're going, this isn't good enough. Just like pump the brakes. The sports radio stuff, it's fake. They hate doing it. It's the worst time of the year to be doing sports radio. This team is fine. And the better thing is good teams find ways to win those games. Just like the Phillies did on Saturday. Just like they did on Friday. And just like they've done for the majority of the season. They've found ways to win. They're winning in different ways. Whether it be the home run ball, small ball, just pitching wise, just getting it done, just shutting a team down. They found ways to win. It's just faux outrage. It's fine. This team's really good. But sit back, enjoy the ride, enjoy the summer, and let's not overreact to 3 games against a bad opponent, because at that point the Phillies are damned if they do, they're damned if they don't. It's like, whoa, if they don't win every game by 7 against bad opponents, then what? They won. Let's be happy about it. Anyway, what improvement do you want to see the Phillies make, though? What do you think the main priority should be? Let me know in the comment section. Subscribe, like, dislike, whatever. You guys know where the buttons are. I'm going to go watch Netflix.